Right. Oh, hey folks, we are live. I'm in testing mode today, so I'm looking forward to watching the playback on this thing to see how it's streamed. I ran a Cat 6 cable out here today because I really wanted to see be able to I want to be able to broadcast like this. The phone is good and all at times, but I mean in reality I should be able to do this part here. So that's I think we're gonna be looking at today. So yeah, we're out in the greenhouse. It is February 22nd, 21st, February 21st, and it's time for me to get started on my seedlings here in the greenhouse. For those that don't know, I'm in northern Michigan. I'm a business coach by trade. You may have seen some of my other videos, but I come here live pretty consistently throughout the spring into the summer, working on my garden in the homestead. Really just get on here chatting and talking with the community about what's going on and what we're working on. So, feel free to join, subscribe, and then hit your notifications so you can see when we come live because it's a lot of fun. We have a good time when we're doing all this stuff. So yeah, so with this, we are in my greenhouse. In this general direction over here is my garden, which is 25 by 50. It's a decent sized garden, not too huge. It's manageable, and I start all of vast majority of my vegetables as well as um, my annual flowers in here for myself as well as my mom every year, and that's what we work on. Plus, we try new vegetables and flowers every year just to see what it is. So, and of course, I apologize. I am working through a cold. I really wish I could get rid of this thing, but it is what it is. So today, in a previous one, we went through kind of a pack of vegetable seeds that I had gotten, I picked up um, online. And they are from, make sure I get the name right again. It's Organo Republic is the name. If you go back and look through the other live streams that I have, you will see where we went and took a look at all the uh, different items that they have there, so you can see. And what we're going to start today is we're going to start a couple different varieties of vegetables, get them going, and then down here, which we'll move it up here, and I'll have to I'll have to reset it up. So we're going to go through that process. Actually, you know what? Check that. We're going to leave it down here. We'll just lower the camera down so you guys can watch. I've got my seedling warming mat. We're going to show you guys the process for setting this up, which is we have our seedling warming mats here. We're going to check and make sure this thing is still working fine. And underneath that, we put some insulation. And then on top of that, each is going to have its very own grow light that it's going to have for setup. So we're going to walk through that entire process, and then we're going to get this first tray going. As you can see, we have sunshine coming in here today. And this is my insulated greenhouse. You can see where I've got on the outside of the actual greenhouse, I've got what is a half-inch foam insulation on 3/4 of it here, and then on this side I've got my bubble wrap to let the light in and do its thing. And again, the light that I have coming through here isn't necessarily to over warm and keep this. It does keep it warm here. It's I think the last time I looked, let me double check the temperature. We'll do that real quick. Temperature check. It is 65 degrees in here right now. So it does keep it warm in here. I do have a heater that I will have starting in mid-March. I'll start running that as the seedlings get larger. Basically, as they germinate and they get up, I want to kind of keep the temperature above freezing in here. But for now, with the seedlings, it's going to take three weeks to a month for everything to germinate. So I don't really need to worry about it being warm out here. Just needs to be warm in the soil, which is what this is all about. So with that, let's talk about the kind of the process here. So I just picked up some good old fashioned Miracle Grow here, potting soil. I know I've already getting the boos and hisses from the crowd that is like, oh, you're getting away. It's wasteful. It's the stuff is you can make your own better. You can do all the things, and yeah, it's true, absolutely. But I also just wanted some potting soil, so I went and grabbed some. Wasn't really worried about getting making my own and doing all that stuff right now. Now, if you have a larger operation where it makes sense for you to pick everything out, again, you do you. That's a big part of what we do here is that, we don't throw stones per se. It's not our thing. I have stuff that I do here and it works in the way that I think is best for me. In no way in shape or form am I saying it's the best for you. You should just do what you feel works for you. So with this, the idea here is we're gonna get the soil. I'm gonna pop it in here in batches, add some water, and pre-moisten everything, and then fill our pods here. So I'm gonna move you guys a little closer once we get started here, so you can kind of watch the operation. Um, and then we're gonna start putting our seeds in. Like that's the idea. We're gonna get some stuff started. Pretty excited for to get started here. It has been a um, I mean, this has been a crap. It's been a winter. We've had winter this year. It has been something. It's been. I mean, I think we went one stretch, if I remember correctly. We went one stretch where we were. I think it snowed every day for almost 20 days straight. I think that's a correct statement. We had snow every day for that long. It was pretty wild. So I'm definitely glad to be able to. We're getting some sunshine. We're gonna start getting a break here, and it's definitely turned. The season has turned. I can say that definitively. It has 100% turned. Where we are now in a position where um, we're gonna have start. It's gonna start getting more towards the warm side, and we're gonna start getting the better weather and whatnot. So it's definitely safe to start working on the in the greenhouse here and out in the area. So all right, so a big chunk of part of what I'm doing right now is when I get the when I do get my potting soil, I don't screen my potting soil. It's nothing that I necessarily do. Again, it's you do you. There's folks that absolutely say it. We're gonna move you guys a little closer here. And let's see where we're at here. I think we're good. Yeah, we're gonna call that good here. So um there's a lot of folks they screen their potting soil, which you absolutely could, because what you do, you end up with this stuff, right? You get these chunks of wood that are going to be in your potting soil. I just kind of like to go through mine by hand and just pull out the very, very large pieces, um, which you will find like right here. A big old, basically a tree in there. It is what it is. Then, let's see. Sorry, I gotta check something on the computer here. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry. But yeah, just gonna get here, and I'm gonna get enough to get started. And basically, this tray is the same size as this over here, so I'm just kind of breaking everything up and pulling out some of the stuff that's just going to be obnoxious. I'm not too worried about it. One of the things that you'll see in, one of the concerns that people have, and rightfully so, is that if you have too much, um, too much matter, as far as the brown matter, wood chips and things like that, they will stunt your plants growth. And there is actually science to back that up in some way, shape, or form. But I've also, and this is just on my end, I've I've never had a bad season because I missed a chunk of missed a little bit of wood chips or something like that. It's never happened. So that's where I tell folks, you can get as detailed oriented as you want on this stuff, and depending on what you have, like we got folks that are, I do know they are, the professionals that they make their living off of their greenhouse stuff they have. So by all means, listen to them. That's what they do. But for us here, folks on this channel, we don't worry about stuff. That's just something that we don't do. Grab my water real quick. You know, like worrying is not something that we do as on the channel. So, all right. So the next spot here is one of the things that you'll see, and where folks mix up who are relatively new to gardening and working in the garden, they will fill their pots up, fill these up with potting soil, and then add water, and it doesn't soak in. Not how you do it. What you do, folks, you add water directly to your potting soil over here first. Then you move it over to then you fill your 1 inch pots here. That's the idea. And you can see what you end up with is going to be much easier as far as getting them into the sections and doing your thing. It's going to be much, much, much easier. You know, it's just that, got to make sure you have it. I recommend, if you can, I'll show them here real quick. You can get these firm grip gloves. You can get these things in like a 6 pack at Home Depot or Lowe's when you go there you're going to get, if you're, when you head over there, go ahead and get the set. You'll go through 1 pack of them a year, more than likely, maybe 1.5, but that way you can get in here with this watery, this mixture, and it's not that big of a deal. Okay, got a little more water here. Stuff you also got to keep an eye out for. We don't need any maple trees growing in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the uh, maple seed in there. We're not trying to grow any maple trees. I get enough. I have a huge maple trees all the way around here that I don't need to introduce any more of those into my world. All right, so what am I starting, which we're going to get into here in a second. So I'm going to start some spinach. We're starting some different lettuces as well. I'm going to start a whole bunch of different lettuces, and we're going to just be, and you'll see here, as you come to the live stream, as we're working on stuff, we're talking, you're going to see me starting lettuce about every 2 weeks. 2 weeks, every week to 2 weeks. And that's because, for those that don't know, most of the lettuce that you eat is immature. The lettuce that you get in the store, it's immature. You get it when it's a baby, like a little adolescent. So, to get it peak deliciousness for what we want to make sure that we want to have a constant supply of adolescent. I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna start of adolescent um, lettuce going. Hold on a second, guys. You're gonna be a little shaky for a second. Okay, feel good. All right, you guys are there. Good. All right, I'm just plugging in my warming mat. I want to make sure it gets a chance to get going. Here we go. You're on. Cool. All right. Just want that warming mat to get going. I want to make sure it's actually heating before I start. So the next spot here is we're going to start filling all of our individual sections here. Now these, again, these are good for about a year or 2 years. You can get them for, a couple seasons, depending how much you use them for. So like in my world, with what I have, we are, um, I usually get basically 2 seasons out of them because this will get filled up a couple times as these spring ones are going. I'm going to move them into I'll start into my early summer plant, early summer starts because these will move out into, oh, where are they at? Here we go. They'll start at some point. They're going to make a transition over into these, or depending on if how the weather is, I might direct plant them out there if it's not too crazy. Because lettuce, what's great about lettuce and spinach and those type of items, the spring ones, they don't really care if it gets below freezing. It's not too bad. They're gonna do fine. Like my kale made it into late December this year. It was still out there going strong. And kale's a brassica, so they definitely like the cooler weather. Um, but they made it to there, so I definitely wanted to, you know, but with it, like spinach is one of those ones that does really good in the cold. Spinach really loves being on the cold, so we're gonna get some spinach started here as well. And the thing with spinach, if you get it and you grow it when it's cold and it has a chance to kind of sit and do its thing, spinach has its own natural antifreeze that it uses, makes up for you. And that antifreeze, by what I mean by that is it puts out a lot of sugars. It creates and it works to make a bunch of sugar in the leaves themselves. So you end up with a pretty tasty variety of your spinach if you have it where it's nice and cold. So anyways, as you can see here, we're going through, and this is a multi-phase, multi-step process to get these filled this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of get everybody started, get them here, and then we're going to come back through and do a kind of a half pack on them, just a little, push them down a little bit to make sure everything is seated. Then we're going to come back through, throw another layer on once we make sure everything is packed in. And then we're gonna start having conversations about our seedlings and get them going. But man, does it ever feel good? Like I'm out in the sunshine right now. It's just hitting my face. This is so great. Where we're at in northern Michigan, we do not get the sun. Like it is we go 6 to 8 weeks with like very little, if any, sunlight. It's just not something that we deal with. Um, and it stinks. We don't like it. Everybody gets a little cranky, right? Because we don't have vitamin D going on. And then we are so like right now to be out here and having sunshine doing this thing. Oh man, am I happy? Okay, so we've got our our pods are set. So now we're gonna go through here and do it in order. Just give them a nice little light pat down here. And what we're looking for is to get rid of any air pockets. Like that's the idea when we come through and just do this pat. We don't want any air pockets in here. Now I'm not trying to, you know, pack this too tightly. I'm simply just trying to take care of any air pockets. You can see how much that one went. Like this one went down about this much because there was a big old air pocket in there, right? And I'm barely tapping. Like, excuse me. That's the idea. So we're just gonna go through. Um, yeah. So one of the things I was asked on a previous stream last year, and I wanted to, make sure I address again here, and I'll do it pretty consistently. Is unlike other YouTubers that'll go through and do videos and they cut them for time and they do this stuff. Why do I go live? Why am I doing this live? And a big part of the reason that I do this live uh, is because I like people to see how long it takes to actually do this stuff. A lot of people want to get into gardening and they want to do, different things that they want to work on around their house, right? Well, I always try to go live. So you can see in real time like how long this stuff takes to do. So you can have an educated, you know, you can have educated decision on how much, how much and what level you want to get involved. Gardening is one of those things where you spend, a couple months in theory, if you want to do it one way, if you're doing this level of it, you're going to spend a couple months investing time and energy and money to be able to go and get your garden out when it's to maximize your growing season, right? So that's something that, so that's why I want to be able to have people to be able to see that. It's like, okay, this is what it takes in order to do this. Like everyone's like, man, I'd love to have a greenhouse. Well, when you have a greenhouse, you're going to use it properly. You got to be out when it's cold. You've got to get all your stuff started and have all the other ancillary tools that go with it. Like I was mentioning, we got the seed warmers, right? And we got lights to help them out. So just understanding like that's what you're up at, that's what it is. That's why I go live. I want people to see it and then also be able to ask questions in real time. Anything comes up, you'll see something on a YouTube video that you're not 100% on. You're like, wait, what was that? Why did they do that? And you ask them a question, you may not hear back from them for a minute. It's going to slow you down. In real time, we can all hop on here and share, share our thoughts and ideas, which is one of the things that we do. I have people on here. And it's typically I typically did vertical, where I'd be on shorts on the short side live on the shorts, and a lot of people would, we get a lot of people back and forth ask questions, but I had people ask me if I could do this long, do the wide version here to make it a little easier for them to see what I'm doing. So we're gonna try that this year and see how it goes. I'm gonna bounce between shorts and this, but I do like doing this side as well too. So that's why I've got my but also frankly it's just a better picture too, because I got my LAN cable out here. So I can stream at a higher rate instead of, wondering if my Wi-Fi is gonna go a little funky, you know what I mean? So okay. All right. So we got this spot here, folks, doing pretty good. Making good time. Next up, we're going to use our little pokey tool. Let me just grab it here real quick. That's an official term, but what do they actually call this thing? I wonder if it has a name. This is called a dibber, seed dibber tool. And what it is this, kind of hard to see on here, but hopefully you'll be able to make it out. When you look at this, it has measurements along the side. So this side, it's got centimeters on this side, and it's got freedom units on this side. And then the same thing over here, this top and bottom. So when you can go poke holes in your seed starter, so that way you can put your plants exactly where they're supposed to be. All right, so we are going to start with one of my favorites. We're going to start with some basil. Go ahead and pick this up, and I like to grow basil. I love to have it around. It's one of my favorites just to have. let's see. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. I don't know if we're gonna do a whole stack of stuff here. So I've got some lettuce. We got some coriander. Got some mescaline. Got some basil. Okay. Why am I not? Oh, oh, oh. Then we got corn salad, lettuce, and or some romaine lettuce and spinach. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So what we're gonna do here, I've got 8 and I've got 12 things. So we're gonna double up on some of these lettuce just to make, or the spinach. I think we're gonna. I might even just do a whole pan of. Now that I think about that, I'm gonna do one whole section here of just spinach, and then we're gonna work the rest over. So, all right. So on this, real important. Make sure you take your time, and they're gonna tell you on the back of your seeds exactly how far down you're supposed to put these. Now, um, so this is Genovese basil versus Thai basil versus the other types are out there. Genovese. He's a nice big broad. This is the stuff that's yummy when you put in the salads and stuff. So we want to cover basically 1/4 inch. We want 1/4 inch down, right? So you look at that, that's going to tell you like right here is a 1/2 inch. So we're just really talking just barely having them in there. That's kind of the idea. So I'm going to flatten this out a little bit, and we're going to make a couple little divots in here. And we're going to do one row of our basil. Get that guy out of there. Holy tree. More. And again, you just kind of again you can absolutely if you want to screen this, you can, and there's plenty of ways to do it. You just go and get some screen from the hardware, and you can set it up to screen these things out. I absolutely do that thing. I'm just not worried about it this early for these items. All right, so we're gonna take our basil, and if you haven't seen basil seeds before, we're gonna take a look at them. Kind of important. So you know what you're working with. There you go. See them, just these little guys right there. See how tiny they are. I have Typically, I just harvest my basil seeds every year because I grow so much basil, and I don't let it. And I typically only let one or two of them go to flower. But this last year, I didn't grab any, and I don't know why. I really don't. I don't have a good answer why I didn't grab my own seeds. Normally, I do. It's something I like to do. So with this, we're gonna just lightly cover them back up. Here we go. Okay. There's that, and then we got basil. Let me just do this real quick. Give me a second. Where did my pen go? No, pen disappeared. Let me grab a separate one here. Hopefully, I've got a pen. I got my work bag with me here, so hopefully, I've got a pen in here. I normally do. There we go. Actually, look at that. Already got basil written on this one. We got basil right here. We're gonna place just like this for right now. Yeah, there's that basil. All right, so next we're gonna take. I want to take care of the spinach on this side here. Let me see if I can just adjust you down a little bit so you can see that. Because I want to do this whole section with spinach. Let me find the spinach. There you go. Yeah. All right. Here's our spinach. Let's take a look at spinach, and it's going to tell me 1/4 inch. So it wants to be basically. I'm sorry. It's going to be 1/2 inch deep. So these are going to be a 1/2 inch deep on here, which is we've got that nice little line right here. Is this much right there? And that's what I love about this seed again seed dibber as they call them. Really helps you kind of figure out exactly what you're working with here. So we're just gonna make our holes in here. And again, we've already pre-moistened, for those that are just joining us here, we've already pre-moistened our potting soil or potting mix. So now we're just adding these in and then we're gonna kind of cover them back up here. That's the idea. But we're doing a whole bunch of spinach because I want to get a bunch going this year. As soon as I can get it laid out, I want to be able to have a bunch of spinach growing. It's one of those things I just, it's spinach, delicious. You know what I mean? But also, it does really well in the cooler weather, and this will give me a chance to see, kind of test out, if this is a good time to start. If you haven't seen spinach seeds before, there you go. That's what they look like. Probably not what you had in mind if you've never seen them before, but that's what they look like. And we are just going to go through and pop these bad boys in there. Now with this, spinach gets pretty big in a hurry, and depending on the variety, it gets big and leafy, what you want. And I think this varietal, let me see what the size here. 45-day harvest. It ends up getting, where's the size here? They actually don't have it on here. Okay. Uh, 3-inch spacing. So if it's got 3-inch spacing, it's probably gonna end up being about yay big. That's what I figure, just with what my experience. When you get spinach, I'm telling you, it's just so great. And we get the little young spinach coming off. You can pull, great for salads. We all know that, right? They'll hit up the salad bar before and get that, or get the bagged young spinach. Stuff's delicious. So, all right, so there's that. We're gonna give that a try. That's just a few. Save the rest of these because I will be planting more spinach here in the next little bit. Oh, where'd you go? There you are. Get out of there, you. Just pop you over here. You can go with this guy. All right. There's my spinach. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna write spinach on this and just kind of, once we cover these up, so we just know on this side it's spinach. And really, all we're doing is we're lightly covering everything back up, folks. Nothing crazy. We're gonna add some water to the tray underneath this here in a second. Make sure we're good. There we go. And what's great about these trays, again, you want to get trays that allow you to bottom water, which is, we're gonna fill this up with water underneath here, and it will siphon up from underneath. Like that's what you want. That's keeps your seeds from floating, your seedlings from floating, all the stuff you don't want, right? So let me do this real quick. There we go. Just write spinach on this real quick. There we go. That whole thing is spinach. Now we are just gonna start. Actually, we got basil here, so I'm gonna do coriander right next to basil, and then we're just gonna do all the lettuces, boom, boom, boom down the road. So we've got basil in this far right one. Next, we're gonna do coriander, right? And the reason I want coriander is not for the seeds, because frankly, coriander is kind of gross. Not one of my favorite seeds. Not one of my favorite spices. Don't like coriander. But what I do like, and we love around our house, are the leaves. Because the leaves you get off of the coriander plant is cilantro. So we definitely want that because we use cilantro with rice. Matter of fact, tonight I'm going to do cilantro rice with pulled pork and pickles. That's going to happen tonight, folks. It's going to be delicious. So, all right, so let's see how far. This is probably going to be 1/2 inch depth. Yep. And again, just as a reminder, it'll tell you on the back. Always make sure you got that. So as soon as this is big enough, I'll be able to start. What's great is I'm going to be able to immediately start, once this even gets going, start start pruning these for cilantro to use for meals, which is going to be great. Love that. Okay. So it's been a rough winter. I feel kind of bad laughing about it because, obviously they're all just out here trying to live their best life. But man, the number of dead spiders that are out here, that last year I had a couple spiders that made it the full winter out of my greenhouse because we didn't really even get that cold. I think we had a couple days in the 20s and that was it. But here this year has been pretty rough. Like we've been down in the zeros. I think we're supposed to get hit with another round of um like zero and below zero weather in March. I think that's what they were saying, another round. So, that is what it is. Just got to deal through that. But yeah, it's like dead spider central around here. So all right. So with that, I'll tell you the one thing I has been very with this. Well, I've got my insulation on the greenhouse has made a huge difference this year. Is just having these multiple sides with the foam insulation around. I'm so glad I did it. And then just to leave this here, so I got sunlight coming in to help warm, and also so I'm lit up when we're talking here. But I don't have any breeze coming through. Like that was the bigger piece here. Like last year was just with and greenhouses are supposed to let air through, like they're supposed to. They're not meant to be a like sealed environment. But it was so hard to even maintain even a decent temperature out here. So I was kind of happy to see that to get this done because when I'm in here, like it gets it gets toasty in here. But man, it just feels good to be in the sun right now. All right, so this is um, what's the word here? We're gonna say we're gonna say cilantro. I don't want this stuff to go to seed. Yuck. Yuck. That's what I say. All right. So the last bit of this here is we're going to go through our lettuces now, and that's going to be one, two, three, four, five, six, seven of those, and I've got one, two, three, four, five of them, so I can double up on one. Which one? Which one am I going to double up on? Probably this guy right here. So we're going to double up. So if I do, we got what is it again? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So if I do 2 rows of this one, and then 2 rows of the mescaline. Actually, we'll do this. So the mescaline, that'll let me just kind of finish off with what I got. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, glad thanks for talking through this with me, folks. Pretty excited about that. Oh, hey, urban gardening, what's happening? Long time no see. How you been? Yeah, so I finally braved enough to get out here and get started on here. So fingers crossed that yeah, I have some level of success out here. So yeah, so we are getting started with this burpee bib that we have. And this should be a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna make all these are gonna be 1/4 inch. I think we all just kind of know that with what we're dealing with. Yeah, Urban, you been out? Have you had a chance to be out gardening yet, or done anything? It's been a while. Yeah, yeah. I tell you, man, look at this. I got sunlight. I'm so excited to have sunlight. This is so great. Like words cannot even express. Like I'm almost tearing up a little bit just thinking about it. Just how great it is to have sunlight again. So yeah, no, it's yeah, I want to get this. I'm basically getting a lot of my spring stuff started between now, next week. I'm probably gonna get another tray of some stuff going, and then I'm gone into Phoenix for a little bit there. You got some bok choys, okay? Peppers and eggplants. Yeah, that's I've got. I ordered. I'm giving them a try here. It's called. I don't know if you saw my video where I was out here earlier. It's Organo Republic. I got them off of Amazon. They came pretty well. There's a big old pack of like 55. I just wanted to start some. To see what they have, but they're all non-GMO. What's the word here? Why can't I think of this? Think of the phrase here. They're all non-GMO, and it'll come back to me. What the other phrase there? My brain's a little fried today. It's been a little trying week around the area, but yeah, no, it's great. Heirloom. That's it. It's non-GMO and heirloom. There you go. Yep. As soon as you typed it, heirloom was the word. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. So it's all non-GMO and heirloom stuff. So we're gonna give that a try. See how that does. Uh, Yeah, no. Hey, so I was talking to a few folks around this off season too. My area, it was universal. We all had a really bad year. Like for me, I did okay. Like my tomatoes came in pretty decent, but a lot of my squash and some other items, they just everything struggled. There's folks, the sweet corn struggled. There's a lot. So I don't know if you saw similar stuff in your area or not, but wait, hey, aren't you in Philly? I'm trying to remember now. It's been a minute. Aren't you in Philly, or are you up in Canada? I thought you're in Philly. All right, so this is going to be two, two. Well, okay, so this has got two. So we're going to do Burpee Bib. You're in Toronto, that's right. Okay, I'm trying to remember who it was, or somebody else is up in. Hey, congrats on the W last night with the hockey game. As caught some of the highlights of that thing. That was a great game. That was a great game. I'm glad that we can still have friendly rivalries while we've got every while our politicians are doing their silly stuff. So, all right, so we got these guys started. Oh, for those that have, as always, just want to show. I know you know what they look like, but as we have folks that are popping in and out of here, so these are what your lettuce seeds look like. Right, these are the burpee bib ones, and like I was saying, I'm getting this row started. We're gonna end up with every couple weeks. I'm gonna be starting some new lettuce here. So what we got here. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Like now, my pumpkin, of course, my pumpkins, what I planted, they didn't do so well. But the random pumpkin seeds that the mice had stolen last year and moved around, they sprung up and did great. Actually, hey, the one thing I'd recommend, give it a try. I had really good experience with it was um, cucamelons. Yeah, they're cucamelons. It's just one of the things I thought I'd try last year. I love them. They grow so well in direct sunlight, but they're a vine, and they're little itty bitty like watermelon slash cucumber looking things. They're only about this big. Holy crap, are they good? They're fantastic in salads just to throw them in. So, yeah, I'm gonna be growing more cucamelons this year too. Like they were so good. Um, I was really happy with how well they turned out. So, but oh man, I'll tell you, it is good to be back out here. That should felt good to be able to get that tray started, didn't it? It's one of these things like, man, it's cooped in the house, can't really do much. Although it's been a busy year for me. I don't know if you've kept. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Kuka melons. I'm telling you, you'll be happy you did. You just throw them in a sunny spot, give them a little water, they take off, and they're just a vine that grows everywhere and dumps on there. But so I don't know if you kept up with me or not, but I bought a building um, basically in August, September of last year. So I've moved my business coaching business out of the house. I've got a building there, but I've been renting it. I rent it out as like a co-working space, and I have been so it's been pretty wild how busy I've been. So it's nice to kind of be peeling off that a little bit to be able to get to this spot here. So next up is yeah, no, it's yeah, it's pretty yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. I've got yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's great to have that up and running. So up next we got our mescaline, and this is one of the things like when I was trying to tell people you can't um when they people think mescaline when they look at it they're like, oh, this is, to order this is some sort of regular lettuce, and it's really not mescaline. The stuff that you get, it's this mixture of like basically three or four different things kind of all thrown in together. So you just kind of gotta do your best to manage it, but it grows quick. That's one thing I do like about this particular salad mix. It gets going. So just kind of spread the stuff where you can, and just keep it hydrated, and you're gonna have delicious salads. We're gonna love that. So yeah, but yeah, that's I have eggplant this year, so I'm gonna be doing eggplant. Do you have any tips for eggplant for me, Urban? Because it's one of the ones that I know I, I've avoided because I have a feeling I think I tried it one time and I struggled. It was just kind of garbagey. So as typically goes, you get burned once, you kind of avoid it. But you got any advice for the eggplant? Because I want to make sure that it's as successful as it can be, obviously. All right, so the next one we got is black seeded Simpson. So this one in particular, for those that haven't grown this type of lettuce variety before, like I was mentioning with lettuce, the stuff that we eat is the junior version of it. Because when it matures, like my black seeded Simpson last year was almost 6 foot tall. They were monsters, right? And it was great. You just go out and grab what you needed, but they are, it's a little bit more bitter as it gets old, as it gets more mature, and then also, um, for those in the back that don't know, it gets a little bit more hallucinogenic too. Like you get a little bit more of that as well. So And that's why we try to have the junior versions of these things. Um, because that's lettuce for you. It does have the property. If you have too much of it, it'll get you a little high. So, but this black seeded Simpson, this stuff's great though. When it's junior, oh, what do we got here? I started eggplant last month, and so I'm only one. Oh, okay, okay. A lot of food, fish emulsion. And so, okay, thank you. Yeah, heavy feeders. Yeah, this yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you probably weren't on. I didn't have many people show up, but when I got my lights for this year, ordered these off of Amazon. There's these like individual, basically one tray size lights. So we're gonna try these this year and see how that goes. And they say the warming mats. Oh yeah, they're doing their thing. I got this guy heating right up. So heavy feeders, huh? Okay, keep that in mind. Appreciate that. Let's here. So let's get this guy started. Yeah, when these and especially like when I transplant these, um, this lettuce to get it rolling here. I know these guys are going to get a nice bump of some fertilizer too. It's going to be good. All right. So here's another one that we're just going to be trying. So no, yeah, no shadows. Yep. Yep. We're gonna on this one. I've got one set up for now because I mean I'm not gonna have anything germinating, but we're gonna have it up and doing its thing to kind of help. And then yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do the trays here too. Do the lights. 'Cause I've just got them basically hanging underneath my which you'll see. I've got them hanging underneath this top shelf over here. All right, so this is a new one for me. This mache corn salad. Gonna give this a try here. Let's see. Small, tender salad green with spoon-shaped leaves has a mild nutty flavor. Is often used in salads or as a garnish. Grows in compact rosettes, which is awesome. It can be harvested multiple times. Oh, multiple. Aha. I love that. Multiple times through the growing season. That is good to know. I'm going to cover these guys up. Okay. I just had a bird land on my my greenhouse. Like, hey, buddy. Um, working in here. All right. So let's get this next set here. See. Oh yeah, these are one. Wow, these are 1/8 inch. Glad I looked. I bet you these seeds are gonna be tiny. Let's see. Let's see. Oh man. But I tell you, on an unrelated note, I tell you, on the business side of my channel, man, I've been getting a lot more. The lives seem to be doing better for folks. So hopefully, you know, I don't know. Hopefully, that continues. I'm almost getting ready to get monetized. I'm close. I'm so close. I just need more subscribers. So close. So all right. So check out these seeds. So this is for the mache corn salad. That's interesting. Can't wait to see what these little guys look like. So we'll pop a few in here. Actually, I gotta barely cover these because these were like 1/8 inch. Like it was, yeah. We all know 1/8 inch basically just means they just need to be basically on the surface. All right, there we go. Cool. I'm gonna grow a whole bunch of this stuff this year. I got a bunch of the seeds, but multiple harvesting. That's for me. I am all about as much greens as I can get in my system. Okay, so we got these here, got these here, got those there. Those guys are covered, barely covered, lightly. All right, now I got the last one here, which is going to be, and I have no idea how this is going to do. This is one of the more challenging ones for me. Is my romaine lettuce? Is the bane of my existence? Not. It's one of them. It's just one of those. It's one of those greens that it grows, and I can never seem to get it to the right. It either I miss it by a couple days and it shoots past on size, or it just stays too small, and it never really fully gets to the right size. So I'm hoping this is going to be the year that I master romaine because I eat a lot of lettuce varieties, and I do like romaine. It would be nice to be able to have some stuff, but here's what it is. Make it work. Oh, oh man, it feels so good in the sunshine. Ah, so good. Okay, so and here's also how you can know this is actually a domesticated wild lettuce too, unlike some of the other stuff, which is a different type of greens. The seeds are straight up. They are, you know, they're lettuce seeds, and to for lack of a better phrase. All right, we go. That's it for the romaine. We'll be starting more of this throughout the season here as this matures. I figure after using last year's numbers that I should be going through somewhere north, and I expect to, and I'm planning to go through 10 like full bags of seed and everything. Yeah, no one has. Yeah, I know, and that's kind of the reason that I want to master this stuff, just so I can be like, I'm the guy that figured out romaine. You know what I mean? Excuse me, but oh no, yeah, it feels good to get rolling with this stuff. Okay, so we got that. I just kind of put these guys here. I'm not too worried about the remembering which lettuce is which lettuce, especially for these, because these are all just gonna end up in a salad anyways. All right. Oh, the other thing, cool. Check this out. You'll love this too. So when I got that kit, um, with the with all of the seeds, it came with garden tools. Aren't these adorable? Look at this. It came with a little Scoopy deal, little thing there. Came with another dibber, right? I love these. You know how I love those things. Um, Little tweezers, and then what I do like though, I was really glad these came. I thought this was actually pretty nice. I'll be using these this year. It came with these little shears, little leaf clippers as they call them. But anyways, I just thought that was kind of cute. Came with this whole little kit. Okay, so up next is watering time, and I may have to go get more, but we'll get her started. So again, for those that are watching here, we're gonna bring her down here so you can be aware. We have got this is for bottom watering on this thing. Really, we're just going to fill that right up there, and I'll probably give it a little bit more tomorrow, just to top it off. And then I'm leaving for a few days, so I'll top it off again there to make sure it's good. So, oh, which? Oh, sorry, which part? Which one did you have? Was it the seed dibber? What, this thing? Which one was it? Oh, just as a whole, basically got them all. Yeah, this part here. Oh, by the way, this is so this has a unique name. This is referred to as a weeding fork, and this is a widger tool. Right? This is a widger tool, the little scoopy scoop, and this is a weeding fork. I just kind of laughed about that. I was like, okay. So, anyways, I'll put this one in there too. I do like my little dibber. Thing is pretty cool. One of my favorite tools. I don't know how like accurate I am when I'm pushing stuff down, but it is what it is. All right, let me get these seeds put away. Cover them up because I do still have mice around, little bastards. Actually, I'm just gonna put them in here. What am I doing? Yeah, I can seal them right up here. There you go. Let me in there, guys. All right, got them sealed up. Good. Okay, so that's that. Now we're gonna drop her down low here. Come on down. See my wonderful. Oops. Oh no! Did I lose you guys? Come here. All right. Sorry about that. Hopefully that wasn't too traumatic for everybody there. All right. So I'm gonna move down here and just gonna have this going here. You can see I got my little light set up here just for now. Click. There it is. Really don't need it too much right now. Obviously, once everything pops up, we will be good to go. And we're gonna do this right here. Cover this guy up. And again, underneath here, for those at home who are keeping score, we've got insulation. And then on top of that, we have our heating mat, which is going to warm the soil, which is what we really need for the plants down here to get them to germinate. They don't really, most of them really don't care about the sun all that much. There's quite a few in the way of flowers that need sun. Petunias are one of those in particular. They need sunlight to be able to do that. But most of the stuff that we have, they're not interested in that. So, is what it is. All right, let's bring everybody back up here. Hold on. Sorry, I got this guy's kind of flopping all over. Usual stuff. Bring it up here. It's live, folks. What can I say? We do this stuff live here. All right, so that gets me through first session here with getting everything set up. It was good to have some familiar faces stop by. Urban, appreciate you swinging by. I'm gonna start to see me more often in the afternoon here, especially on the weekends, as I'm out here working on different things. I do have some other tasks that I've got to do that are just general ones here. So, yeah, appreciate you hopping on here. It's good to see you. So with that, I am going to take off. I've got some work to do in the house. Uh, and hey, so with that, hopefully I earned your subscription today. Be sure to come in, hang out with us while we're here in the greenhouse. But we're going to be making our way out to the garden before you know it. So with that, take care, and I will see you next time.